Hey, what's up? We are here, within this realm. We're doing some TaleSpire. Let me turn that down to the ideal volume level, which might be a little bit hot. Oh, okay, didn't want to accidentally grab that wall. It's fine. Let me turn that up a little bit. There, that's fine. Welcome. We're doing things. So last time we had started in on Cave J, which is the Knoll Caves. And they're a little tricky because they have a bunch of stairs and elevations and weird diagonal rooms and a bunch of stuff. And looking at this, I did notice some things I'm going to have to adjust slightly. But first, let's connect these two hallways. We have this diagonal hallway coming down off the stairs, and then we have the hallway over here, which are going to need to be connected. So, well, that's very simple. But now we have a diagonal room, so it's off grid, and it is tough to get dimensions on it because again, it's off grid. So I think the easiest way is to take a trusty ruler. I don't even know if there, now you can see it. A trusty ruler and measure. And we're going to use the good old metric system because it works. So that's 1 centimeter by about 6 millimeters. Well, not by about. It's so actually no. The easiest way, I guess, would be to measure one of the squares, which is 5 millimeters. So that's two squares, 1 square, and a 1 square hallway. Ah. So that's 4 squares by 2 squares, which is 40 by 20. Cool. Math. Great. And it looks like there's about, you know what? I guess the easiest thing to do would be to place, oh no, because then I'm just going to get it confused with other stuff. All right. So I think it comes down to about here, and then there's this connecting hallway. And in order to do it properly, it's just going to be a shit show. So let's just do it. Yeah, sorta. I guess that sorta works. Maybe this one, much like the same way we did the Minotaur caves, we have to do the walls first because we're using these diagonal tiles because it's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that's gonna work. So there by that, and then there, or over one, I guess over one more little bit. There we go. And then there. There we go. Okay, cool. So we have the room outlined. All right. Cool. Is that even? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I suppose. There's not a whole lot else we can do there. That's basically it. So I'm fine with it. Hey, you know what? It's a square on a diagonal. A rectangle on a diagonal. That's what we were hoping for, and that's what we got. So I'll chalk it up as a success. Now we're just gonna put a floor under it and put a bird on it. Put a bird on it. Bird up.
Bird up.
Let's see here. And I guess, yeah, I mean, this really does not lend itself to the tiles that we have at our disposal. we're really just trying to do the best we can with this. At least, I'll say this. That's a little cleaner, is doing the tiles underneath the wall. We're having much fewer instances where we have tiles kind of sticking out at weird angles from underneath the wall. Yeah, I'm just going to use the 1x1 to fill this in because it's a little wonky. All right, cool. Well, there you go. There's that room. We're also going to have walls coming off in this direction, so we may as well do that. I don't know if those are necessary, but let's go ahead and do these walls because it's gonna happen. Okay, and this one here. Okay, cool. And I get, oh, perfect. That'll fill the gap there, and that will fill the gap there. Okie doke. There's our diagonal room. The thing that we were most concerned about starting the stream. I was like, oh god, how are we gonna do this? I don't even know. But you know what? That works. It's more or less good. And I don't think we could do it with any other tile set. That's the thing. Since the caverns have this diagonal bit, we're able to do it. We wouldn't be able to do it with anything else. I think every tile set needs one of these. Not quite this rough, but something like this that's on a diagonal. And even some tiles, some like floor tiles that are like cut into triangles, like you know, cut in half more or less down the diagonal. Just a 1x1 that's like that, I think would be good. You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to do like a 2x2 because you can make your own group of tiles. That's, you know, a full 1x1 and then a 2 halves, and then there you go. And then you can just make a slab of that, tiny little slab of that, and then just copy and paste it. All right, so the walls are going this way? Is that the wall? Is that what we're doing? I think that's what we're doing. And I have to fill in this hallway here. That is fine. I mean, there's nothing but hallway up here. It's supposed to connect down here, but you know what? I don't care. It's close enough. So that's wall there. Yeah, this is going to connect up to the wall here. So I guess this is the wall here, and that connects up with that. Okay, cool. Tight. Let's do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And then, how about we flip it at the end? Boom. Aha. Wasn't expecting that, were ya? And then that, and then that, and flip it. Okay. I'm getting the hang of diagonal stuff now. This is the easiest time I've had of it. I have to say. Just doing this bit. All right. Cool. And I know that this is just an approximation, because if it were really, you know, exact as to what was in the book, these two walls would be touching, because we only have, well, it's tough to say. Actually, no, it isn't, because I have a ruler. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a little, yeah, I guess they would be touching, because it's only 5 millimeters. But you know what? I don't really care. That's not true. I kind of do. But how much of a pain is it? Well, I guess it's not that big a deal. Hold on. So if we do this, move that there. move that there, move that there, and then just do an extra connector, and then we just fill in more floor. That's it. Sweet. All right. Easily done. And then we'll just take this and delete it because we don't need it. And actually we might, but let's see. Whoops. Keep hitting the wrong thing. Do we need that? Actually, we need one of these to go right there. And to go right there. Whoops. Yeah, that's better. That's a little better. Okay, so. Aha. Okay. Now I feel good about this. Without the nagging, those walls should be touching. Those walls should be touching. I don't know what you're doing. You're supposed to make those walls touch. Alright, cool. There we go. Now the room is a little bigger, and we get across the implication of the, you know, the double wall of, you know, whatever, and we're good. Done and done. Cool. One thing I wanted to share before we get too far into it and forget, because last time I mentioned, actually I think it was in the stream tag, that we were going to be showing off Hero Forge builds, which we did a little bit of, I guess. I showed off the Great Gark, and that was about it. But I had to make some minis for my home game, because they're getting to the point in the game where they're very high level and we're wrapping up the campaign, so it's time to bring in some big names. So I did a good old, and they're in Forgotten Realms. So I made good old Elminster. So we got, let me get out of build mode here. Yeah, good old Elminster Elminster Aumar, the Red Gandalf. There he is, Red Gandalf, built in Hero Forge. He's going to, and I don't think any of my players watch this, so I don't think any spoilers. Even so, it's a very light spoiler. But yes, there we go, Red Gandalf, good old Elminster. I don't know if there's a better light. Oh yeah, if we turn him, kind of here, you can kind of see him better. But yeah, it's a rough Elminster, more or less. So yeah, we got Elminster, and then we have his BFF, or GFF. I guess it would be GFF. The Symbol. And I love the Symbol. She's my favorite of the sisters. And just because she's such a badass. And I made her kind of in that pose because, you know, she's gonna be kind of floaty. That's just kind of how I picture her in my head canon, is that she's constantly just, she doesn't touch the floor often. But yeah, we got the Symbol, and then we got Elminster, and they're gonna be making a cameo in my my home game very soon. I'd say in, well, I guess as of yesterday, in 2 weeks probably. So that's fun. I'm looking forward to it, and of course I made her hair very silvery because, you know, that's the canon. So yeah, they were fun to build. And then I've got my, what is it? Where is he? My backup character. Here he is. If you follow Zeeb Bashu's Twitter, you know what this is for. It's a backup character for his upcoming thing that he's going to be running for us, in the group. He is a custom lineage genie warlock. Pact of the Genie warlock, but he's the custom lineage that I kind of tried to put together, because I actually made a homebrew sub race for this, which is Void Soul Genasi, but he's going strictly nothing but stuff that's from the book, no homebrew stuff for this campaign. So I did a custom lineage Void Soul Genasi Pact of the Genie warlock. And he's kind of scary and kind of cool. He was a lot of fun to make. I'll say that. And I used a lot of the dark skin tones that were actually technically skin tones. I think I think the name of the skin tones I used for him were Demon Skin and Snoot. Those are just the names in Hero Forge, are Demon Skin and Snoot. But yeah, a lot of black and purple and gold. Very Minnesota Vikings. I guess that's black, that's purple and gold, right? Not so much black, but purple and gold. So yeah, he was a lot of fun, and I actually have a sheet for him, and he's scary because it's a high level game that he's planning on running. So it's 20th level characters, all stuff from the books, any published material, no gear. We don't have any gear. And we're just basically going to get thrown into it from what I understand. So it should be fun. And as far as I know, it's not going to be streamed, but I'm sure that there are going to be updates. I'm going to give updates after we start playing, and I'm sure he's going to do some videos on it. So that'll also be fun. So yeah, enough of that. Let's get back to building things. Building the things. Okay, so that actually turned out pretty good. Let's see. I also have a bunch of, as I've mentioned before on the stream, my home campaign is, they are currently on the outs with the Fey courts as a whole. Just they did some bad things. Well, not so much. Well, yeah, they did some bad things. Not great things that affected the Feywild and the wider world as a whole. And the Fey courts are in a tizzy about it because it violated many treaties and treaties and ceasefire thing type situations that they had with the Fomorians, and they understandably don't want to get into another war with the Fomorians. Some of the Fae do. they very much so would like to, but nothing more than I'm gonna have to shrink this down a little bit, aren't I? Yep, I'm gonna have to lower everything by half a step. Yeah, some of the Archfey very much would love to, take on the Fomorians and eradicate them, but even though they're a monstrous evil race, we're still talking about the same thing, which is genocide, and that's not. In politics, that's never something you want to be like, oh yeah, sure, go for it. I think as a rule, which I'm, oh god dang it. Oh, did we somehow lose? Oh wow, we deleted our quick board. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and add that back in. But anyway, yeah. Wait, it's right click and drag. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. There, that's all I was trying to do. It's giving me grief. Giving me grief. So yeah, they are on trial currently for essentially they set Jareth, and yes, it is Jareth from the Labyrinth. They set Jareth free from the Labyrinth, which was not supposed to be not supposed to be. Yeah, he's in there for a reason, but he is one of the character's warlock patrons, the patron of the Fey, Fey warlock patron. And this campaign has been going for I would say it's almost since the beginning of 4th edition. So I ran it through the transition from 4th to 5th, and all that fun stuff. So it's been going a while. And Jareth in the Labyrinth, they ventured into the Labyrinth back when I was still running it in 4th edition. And that was fun. That was probably one of the most fun things I ever ran, was just their foray into the that's not gonna work. Their foray into the Labyrinth, which And I ran it all. This was all in person too. This was at the table. There was no Roll20 in my life at the time at all. I didn't even know about it. I don't think. Actually, I probably knew about it, but I was just like, I don't know. My game group is right here. They don't need to use a computer to play with me. I have a mountain of minis. I have a bunch of maps. I'm good to go. But yeah, oh, actually, you know what? I see what I'm doing here. I'm doing this stupid. But yeah, that was one of the most fun things I ever ran was the Labyrinth for my game group. And you know, I tried to bring in cameos when I could of actual characters from the movie. Didymus was, and I'm sure I've talked. I don't want to go into too much depth about this because I'm sure I've talked about it before. But Sir Didymus was with them for most of it. He was sort of. This was all supposed to like kind of take place after the events in the movie, and the events in the movie take place in the fantasy setting of the Forgotten Realms and the wider cosmology of D&D. So it was a weird thing. So there were no, like, there was Sarah, but Sarah was from Sigil, and you know, so it was like I tried to make kind of a parallel kind of thing. So yeah, it was interesting to do, and it was fun to do. And yeah, it was one of the most, because as I said, it was all in person, and the way I did to kind of show the confusion of wandering through this labyrinth that was, you know, changing, and you know, it's never the same, and it's easy to get lost because it's morphic, it's constantly changing. There's no way to kind of find your way back to a place that you've been unless you take extraordinary means. And what I basically did is, there's those D&D board games, Wrath of Ashadrolon and Ravenloft and the Drizzt one. I took the tiles from Wrath of Ashadrolon, and I took the tiles from, I forget what they're called. They were these short-lived D&D box set board game things where you could buy a box and then have like basically a mini skirmish with another person. You could buy just one box and like split it in half and have a skirmish with the minis and little map tiles that it came with another person. You could just split the board in half, have a game, or each person could each bring their own box and then, you know, have a big skirmish. So it was kind of a neat thing. But those tiles were very much the same tiles as the board game tiles from Wrath of Ashadrolon. So they interlocked. So I just had those. Those were like, because those came with slightly bigger tiles, so I would use those as like the big rooms. Like if as they're wandering through, I'm placing down the tiles from Wrath of Ashadrolon, and they have little markers on them, little black and white arrows that are on a certain face. And as I put them down, if the tile had an arrow on it, then that would tell me which direction it goes next, and that's completely random because I could turn it at any of the 45 degrees, and it would, or any of the 90 degrees, I guess, right? Yeah. And it would, it would change the direction essentially. And if it pointed back the way, then it would just be a dead end. Which, if it pointed back the way we came. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it was kind of interesting. And it was a lot of like, okay, roll a percentile, see where this leads, and if it leads to a big room, which is a boss room, which is what they wanted, because as they fought bosses, they got keys that would unlock the path that would take them to the Goblin City, and that was also a lot of fun doing the Goblin City. And the goblins were Spriggans, which were essentially red caps. So Jareth. So Jareth, in my setting, is called the Goblin King, but he's not king of the goblins. He's if anything, kind of harbors Spriggans, or he used to harbor Spriggans in the labyrinth, because Spriggans are gnomes that were corrupted by Fomorians. And he felt sorry for them, because he has a vendetta against Fomorians, which brings us back to why he was in the labyrinth, is because he led a campaign against Fomorians against the will of the fake courts, and he got locked up. And he made a pact with an elder mirage dragon, which was a thing from 4th edition, which is basically, imagine a fairy dragon on steroids, and that's a mirage dragon. So yeah, that's where Jareth got all of his abilities and fun stuff. Is essentially he is essentially an ancient mirage dragon, which is kind of fitting. Like, I mean, ancient's probably not enough to describe it. He's a very powerful ancient mirage dragon, which is how he can shape change into an owl whenever he wants and all that fun stuff, and why he likes illusions and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun coming up with that sort of that lore for him in my setting. Whoa. Okay, there we go. And boop, and boop. I'm just trying to get the wall bases down here. Whoops. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. I should really be doing this like this. And I don't know why I wasn't. Because I'm being a dingus. Whoa. Scooch it up a little bit. There we go. Just trying to eliminate gappage. Boop. 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 And a boop. And a boop. And there. And there. And there. Okay, so now this is easy mode, because this is just outlining a flat room, like you do. Does anything come off of this room? It does, at the top 10 feet in. So here, right? 10 feet here, so there. Aha. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we had to fix that. We had to like push this out 5 feet, or else it was never gonna. It was never, because we have to put a secret door here, and the only way to do that is to have this room look like it actually ends right here, which is gonna make this interesting, because this whole stairwell will then need to be hidden. So we're gonna have to do it in like 2 or 3 hide volumes. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky, because we're gonna have to do this bit here, and then this bit, and then probably this bit over here, each separate. How are we gonna do this bit here though? Oh, I guess it's just gonna have to be 5 feet. Like the stairs come down to a 5-foot area. That's the only way it's gonna work, because this has to be, yeah, that has to be. We have no room. We have no more room. We can't go any further this way. So yeah, the stairs are gonna come down to this 5-foot thing, and then there's the secret entrance wall. Oh man. This is tricky. Yeah, because even here, it's gonna need to be 5 feet. Because this whole corner here is still the room. Whew, man, this is tricky. This bit of the map, man, this is giving me some grief. It's okay, it's fine. So really, this can be flat. because this is going to hit the wall. So it doesn't matter that there's a gap here because it's just going to get covered up. The stairs are just going to narrow to 5 feet into this 5 foot area, 5 foot by 10 foot area. And then there's a secret door. That's what we can do. It's what we can do with what we have. The space available and the tiles available. Boy, oh boy. I mean, would we lose anything if we shifted this over? I don't know. Actually, we probably should. Well, yeah. I mean, because it looks like, according to the map here, we should have... Oh, but then that counts for... Yeah. But then that would not account for what we have here. Right. Okay, so according to the map, we have 20 feet between this and this. And as it stands right now, we have 15, because this is still, you know, not the room. This is the wall. So 5, 10, 15. Oh, wait, 20, because that counts that wall. Right. Okay, never mind. No, we're working within the space available. Okay. All right. Good enough. Good enough. Let's just keep going then. All right, so we have the walls outlined that direction. I kind of want to do the same thing here, and then we'll just do the walls and then continue, because these knoll caves are tricky, as I've said. They're laying out in a way that maybe made sense on paper, but once you start doing it in 3D, it makes less sense. You start to see, like, wait a minute, how would that work? Which one of the things was that slanted secret passage. It's like, well, that won't work unless that's diagonal, unless that descends, because that has to go through an elevation. All right, because yeah, that whole path goes through an elevation change. All right, so now I need to pay attention because this here is wall. So let's actually do that first. Where is it? It's right there. Let me move my marker. There we go, so I know where it is. So that and that. It's being persnickety. There we go. Aha! Cool. Alrighty. So let's just meet that wall up with the rest of the walls. Let's throw down some corners here. It's a nice, quick thing to do. Even inside corners. Right? Is there a door? Oh, there is a door there. That's going to be tricky. I guess I'm just going to have to put a thing here. Okay, that's fine. Let's double check our measure. 20 by 30. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Cool. And that's the only door in that complex. Yes. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's do that and that. And that and that. That and that. And that. And that. That. Okay. Oh, no. I was just about to say, hopefully placing these does not create gaps, but no, it's created. Yep, see, even right there, there's a gap. Gappage. Too much gappage, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, this room needs a door. The easiest way to do that... Sorry, I'm all up on the mic here. I guess the easiest way would be to do cavern lava and use their little... this thing. Which is not great. But, you know what? We're just gonna do it, because it's sort of our only option. Doors. Dungeon door. Boom. Right there. And now I gotta see which way it's opening. Nope. That's not right. There we go. Cool. Aha, alrighty. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we could put it here. We could like put this here and then just move the door here. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. This is the larger space, so having more room in here would be nice. Yeah, no. Oh, wait. Oh, I did this wrong. Yeah, I did. This is supposed to be up here. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho. Is that a sarcastic Santa? Ho, 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 ho. Oop. There we go. Okay, there. Now that's the way it's supposed to be. All right. We did it. We got it. We got it. Yeah, because it's just one square. Got it. Okay. All right, so we got that one. Now on to this. And I can place these like floor tiles, right? I can just click and drag. Oh yeah. Boop. There we go. Okay, and this is going to be a secret door. Yeah, we can have overlap. It's fine because that's just filling the gaps there. Okay. All right, cool. So this is going to be a secret door right here. I suppose I can just use that and that. Oh wow, because yeah, it's basically going to be sharing this wall, which is fine, just for those first few feet, and then it's going to come off here. So yeah, we're going to need a hide volume for this area between these two rooms, just for the start of the passage, and then from here down to here for the slope, and then just this little area here. So that's 3 different hide volumes, which I guess we can just reveal as the players start, you know, moving through. Jeez. Yeah. I try not to do hide volumes for rooms, but this is a big secret passage, so it's kind of the only time I use them is for secret passages, and this is a big secret passage, so it's necessary. There? Sure. And then I guess we'll just do it this way. Just overlap them as we go. Yeah, still do that, and then It's up a little high. Wait. Is that down too? Oh. It was down too low. There we go. All right. Oh, it's going to be... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I had it right the first time. And then, whoops. Corner, 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 corner. And, oh, nope, can't do a corner there, actually, because secret door. So it has to be that and that, basically, which isn't great. Why is it not? There we go. And then I need to fill it in a little bit, it looks like. That? That work? I suppose. Sure. Sure, that's fine. Oh, we can do this. That is the thing we can do. No, I take it back. That's not a thing we can do. Because if this is going to be hidden, then that will be hidden with it. And we don't want that. So we have to do this. Keeps freaking out. There we go. And, alright, no gap there. That's good. We do kind of have to fill this spot. Fine. Alright. Sure. Okay. There we go. Okie doke. I'm concerned. Well, that's not so bad. There's a little bit of a gap there, but you know what? Let's just see if we can fill it with this guy. Yeah, there you go. That works. All right, cool. So we should be able to make our hide volume. Oh, I got to finish my wall here. But we should be able to do our hide volumes without affecting what needs to be, visible. Oops. Okie doke. I think that's fine. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's making sure that these are level. Yeah, it looks like we're fine. Okay. Okie doke. So there we go. There are all the walls, and including the secret door and secret passage to this point, because this is a dead end up here. So that room's a dead end. This is where things get really weird and kind of tricky, if it wasn't already so. And it was already so, because this kind of goes up and around. And then a hallway, and then stairs that go down. And from the look of it, it makes a 20 by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, a 20 by 60 room that's kind of adjacent to this room. It's like 20 feet away, 10 feet away. It's like 10 feet out from there. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna be operating under, that assumption. Because we're already one elevation up from here. I don't want to do an elevation between, because it's gonna overcomplicate stuff. So we're gonna do that room 10 feet out. So it's essentially going to be adjacent, because this is 5 feet, and then there's 5 feet for the walls of the room we're about to build. So there's your 10 feet. So these walls are going to be touching, which is fine. This adventure is assuming that the players don't have access to pass wall. So keep that in mind when running this adventure. Spells like pass wall can kind of spoil your GM plans. All right, so I'm just gonna make this room. It starts 20 feet up from there, and it is another 5 feet out. So it's 20 by 80, right? 60. Hold on. Whoops. It goes 10 feet above and 10 feet below. Oh, right. Because that's 5 feet. Oh, I'm a dummy. I'm a dumbus. Dumbus. Sorry. 1 second. So really, like here. So 20 feet up from that is where it starts. So 20 feet up from this spot is where it starts. So 10, 20, and then 20 feet wide, and then 60 feet. So we should have 2 squares. What direction is that? 2 squares north, 2 squares south, which, yes. If you remove this, then yes, it's a full 2 squares. 2 squares in the center, 2 squares north, 2 squares south. Sweet. Okay, so there's the room that that we need to link up. And oh god, that already looks really, really weird. This is the closeness of these two is not the same thing I have on the map. So I don't think it's not going to really matter, because this is still above this, but it could become a problem. It could become a problem. Oh boy. All right. So this quickly makes a left-hand turn here, and then it goes for 40 feet, and then 30 feet, and then down to here, to this square, which three squares up. Yeah, this square, which, yeah, that's gonna be tight, but I think it's gonna be all right. I think it's gonna be fine. All right, let's try this. I don't hold out hope that it's gonna be a nice smooth connection, but we'll see. So 5, 10, and then it starts going this way. 30 feet. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fine. We're above it. It's not a problem at this point, but it is definitely not matching what we have on the map here. So I think, and I'm completely sure that it's because we took so many liberties with making this cave here. We were just like, yeah, we got room, because it's a very, natural cave. And we're just kind of like, yeah, sure, we can just do that. And yeah, we were okay, and I still think it will be okay. But we're gonna have this. This is just kind of gonna be hovering over it, where it's not doing that on the on the printed map here. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so oh, actually, did we go too far? I think we went too far. Yeah, it's only supposed to be here. Oh, nice. All right, well then that makes a little bit more sense. because now we're not hovering over it. I mean, we will kind of be hovering over it once we start putting the walls down, but as it stands, we're okay. And I think we're lined up to where we need to be, which is even better. Which is also pretty cool. All right, sweet. Let me grab some stairs. Grab me some stairs. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a full. You know what? I'm gonna take this full stairwell right here because we know for a fact that it lines up. Because we're coming from the same height down to the same elevation below. Problem is, it's got a bunch of extra stuff on it. Oh, so how many? Wait, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So if we take 5 segments of this thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here, whoops. So from here down, if we take that, I think we'll be in good shape. So let's do this, and then over, and then down, and then adjust it so we're not grabbing that wall. Oh, I think we're gonna, well, actually, we can move this in a bit. Oh, we're gonna be grabbing that little bit of wall no matter what we do. Crud. Okay, oh well. We'll have to just delete it once we place it. So, copy. Yeah. And... oh, boy. Really? Wait a minute. Huh. I would think... wait, maybe my perspective is off here. No, that's right up with it. I mean, we have extra rooms, so I'm not too worried. But it looks as if we are a little off, but I think we're okay still, because we have room. We have 10 feet, which is two stairs worth of space, and I'm just gonna copy and paste straight from here, just so we can. There we go. Copy. Oh, maybe? Oh, I think it lines right up. Oh, it does. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, that's not so bad. It's a little higher than we want. And we even came down half a step from this elevation. So, how did we do it here? How did we end up? Because we're down half a step there. And then... huh. I don't know. Weird. Alright. Well, I mean, the way we can fix it is we can make this start to descend as soon as... as soon as you come down this hallway. So we're gonna do... oh, there's a door here too. That's also important. Okay. That also changes things slightly. So maybe, yeah, that's gonna have to be 5 feet of actual hallway, and it's also gonna have to descend slightly. Like so. And that's going to be the doorway right there. Alright, and then everything else needs to get shifted down half a step, which is a tedious and fun procedure. Ugh. Half a step. Sorry, let me move that so I'm not constantly... whoops. Whoops. Too far. Okay. Cool. That's fine, I think. So, yeah, this is going to be hanging over here because it goes for another 20 feet and turns to the left. And there are eventually stairs, but I think it's going to place it... I think it's going to place it somewhere over here, I hope. I hope to God. Because otherwise, it's going to be real cramped over here. Because now we're getting into the realm where we have to start fitting things into the pockets created by our other areas. So if we need to fudge it with some hallways, we might. Like we've been doing like little fudges like this here, and with the stairs here, we had to fudge it a little bit. But yeah, I mean that's just how you got to do it. All right, so we have the stairs going there. I think we're gonna plot out the rest of these halls because it's important. It's very important. Okay, so get back to this elevation if we are not already. Oops. There we go. And let's see, 20 feet this way, and then 10, 20, 30. It's not as far as I would like it to be going over in that direction. Double check my measurements here. Yeah, that's how far it goes that way. We may have to make it go a little further, because if it as it stands, if we have this go over here, the distance that it's supposed to, then it's definitely gonna intersect, like definitely. So yeah, we're gonna have to come over a little further. Guess that works, because it's like twice as long. That hallway is now twice as long. Oof. And it's not even done because it's still going to continue off. This is just where it splits off, because I think we go here. We got to go 10. No, it's got to be here. It's got to be here or it doesn't work. So 10, 20, and then another split off just for a little tiny nubbin of a hallway, whatever you want to call it, an alcove. Yeah. And then this, and then it comes over 10 feet, and then stairs, and then the room, starring Tommy Wiseau. Sorry. So there's a door there, and I guess we'll just make this. There's a 20 by 30 room right there, and there's stairs that go down to, I'm assuming, the same thing that we got here. So you know what? Let's go ahead and just copy these, because these are free from other wall segments overlapping them. So it'll be a nice clean copy. And we'll just put them, let me get in a better position visually here. Place them here. Okay. And then the room that they go to, which is going to be tucked down behind all this stuff. You know what? We probably could have come back 10 feet. I would feel comfortable with that. So you know what? Let's do that. Let's move everything. Move everything over, or back, I should say, 10 feet. So there we go. Try and fit this in as tight as we possibly can. There we go. And now we can place the stairs. There we go. And they're going to be butted up right against the wall of that, which is fine. Because the room they go down to... Oh, I guess the room they go down to is kind of weirdly shaped. But it's like 10 feet of stair. Is that what we have here? We have way more than 10 feet of stair. Well, not way more, but definitely more. This is where the stairs get tricky. Stairs are always tricky because the elevation is never complementary to the space you're trying to fit it in. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe we shouldn't have moved everything over 10 feet. That extra 10 feet actually was probably pretty helpful, actually. Whoops. I went past my my thing there. Okay, it's not a... Whoa. We are on the wrong elevation, folks. Yeah, because the shape of the room that's going down there, it needs that extra 10 feet. So we're just gonna do that. Boom and boom. And paste for the third time my stairs. And there's my cat's food dish. A friendly reminder that it's time for our first ad break. Which we're gonna do here in a second. Let me just get these stairs placed so I feel better. So I'm in a good place mentally. No. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Down half a step from there. We're good. All right, come on back and we'll continue this kind of perplexing situation. Fun times. Be right back. Hey, what's up? We are back. Let me turn this music back on for TaleSpire. There we go. Okay, so we're making allowances. We're trying to make sure that this is functioning the way it's supposed to, and that the rooms are unfolding in a manner that is true as possible to the map. So, that being said, we've already come a fair amount from where this is actually supposed to be. So I am proposing that we extend this for another 5 feet. Whoops. Just so we can fit. Oh, that's actually much lower than we want. Actually, that might be... Let me see. Oh, that's actually level with the floor. Okay, that's acceptable. Actually, it's a little bit below the floor, which means that we can scooch everything up, which is annoying. Half a step? Great. Let's do it, I suppose. Whoops, too far. Yeah. There we go. Whoa. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. So now, the bottom of the stairs is level with this level of our map. And now we can build the room at the bottom of these stairs, which is a weird oblong room. Where is it? There it is. So it starts out just off the stairs, 20 feet like that. And then it widens to 30 feet for the next, for that much. So there's a 30 by 30 and then two 20s right there. That's it. That's the room. And yeah, it's tucked back in here. With the allowances that we had to make, I guess we could have come, well, no, because we also have to do the wall here. So we, at the most, we could have come over 5 feet. And then it's just splitting hairs. It's not really worth it. So, I mean, I say that now, but you never know. It might come to the point where, because right now this is butting right up against this, just like me. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, this corner, right here is the problem area. That, because this is going to come out 5 feet, and then that's going to be butting up against this wall right here. I mean, they could share a wall, which I'd rather not do. But you know what? Let's see. We tuck this in right here. Then we're coming over 10 feet. Which I think might actually be okay. I mean, we're trying to adhere to the map as true as we can. And I think this is the only way we're going to do it, is if these two, and I mean, that's not how it looks on the map, just because we had to make allowances for this organic cavern here. We had to, do what we had to do to get it to look close to what it was in the map. And I'm not going to change this. We've already furnished it. It's not changing. This is static. So yeah, I'm okay with this. I think if they share a wall, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. I mean, and it's only for just literally this corner. That's it. I mean, we have the benefit that they're at the same elevation. Oh, that's no, we're good. Sorry. There, and no, that's supposed to be up and step. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Oop. There. And then under this one. Why does that look so much? Oh, it's because this is not the right elevation. There we go. Now it's correct. All right. Okay. Oops. There we go. So I watched a little bit of a stream from Bouncy Rock. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. They were just doing a Q&A stream. Whoops. And I didn't watch all of it. I watched a little bit of it. But they previewed some of the modern tiles that they're working on, or modern / futuristic. But yeah, they have like street tiles with like, lined streets and street lights and buildings, and it looks pretty cool. I'm pumped for it, even though I have no plans right at the moment to run any kind of modern setting campaign. But I appreciate them for creating it, for sure. I'm sure there are many people out there who would love to run Shadowrun or whatever. And God bless them for for running Shadowrun. Lord knows that they need all the support they can get, because my God, is that game dense. It's too dense, and you feel dense trying to. I felt dense trying to fathom it. I was like, I don't know how this works. Z ran a game for us. a while ago, and he did a good job running it. I mean, we got into it, but it was just like there were just too many. It was too granular. It's such a granular game. It's just like no, it's too complex. I mean, I like there being rules for any kind of situation, but just goes too far. It's too much for me. I like the simplicity of 5e. It's you know, it's just a storytelling tool, you know. When you get into that kind of complexity, it's less a storytelling tool and more about, you know, the rules. It's more about the game and no, these are the rules. This is what happens. This is what happens regardless of what you want to happen in your story or whether it fits your narrative or anything like that. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I'm sure people love Shadowrun. I think it is cool. It's not for me. So this is a dead end. Oh no, it isn't. Nope. Hold on. So this continues off in this direction. This way. And one by one. Probably another one as well. I should have just done a 2x2. There we go. Okay, because the wall is going to have to meet up with that. Same. Well, that's fine. All right, and we have to do the walls around this, which is really the part I was wanting to get to, just to see that it actually works. Because I'm going to be building it off of this existing wall. Hey, and there we go. Now we can actually see what we're doing. And let me lock this so that it doesn't move on me. Okay, cool. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is making like we just do it right now. Just doing this, right? And then just building off of that, more or less. Actually, probably the one that we probably need to use is this, right? I think. Or not. Hold on. Would that be it? I guess so. Excuse me. In which case we don't need this. We just need another stair. Aha. Fancy schmancy. And I guess we make the walls tall, like they are here. Why not? Sure. Just to match what we have down already, for no other reason than that. Sure. And let's do corners here. Let me try and get a gauge as to what height we're working at. Oh, I guess that's it. Cool. Whoop. Whoa. Is that? Nope. Down a little bit more. Nope. A little bit more. I think it's right where... Oh, no, that's it. That's it. Cool. Okay. So yeah, this one's gonna have high walls. Just make sure it's not overlapping anything there, so we're still good. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Nah. I do want them to fix some of the tiles, especially in the cavern set, so that they don't have that gap. It's just the OCD part of me, and I don't have OCD, but I feel like at times I am a little OCD about certain things. Like I'm all about, the fuck it attitude. Like, don't get me wrong, I do that constantly, but there are times when I'm like, it's bugging me, I gotta fix it, and that's not OCD. The OCD is a serious condition. I'm not trying to undercut obsessive compulsive disorder. No. I'm just saying at times I get obsessive. So it's not so much compulsive. It's the more obsessive part. Or it's more the obsessive part. Okay, cool. So we did that room. That room is pretty much done except for being furnished. We can... There's a nice little strange situation we've put ourselves in there. But we can fix it with this. Boop. There we go. Oh, there we go. And I guess we also have to do it over here, because it's... Boop. We'll put one here too. Why not? Just to make it consistent. Sure. I guess that works. Okay. Excuse me. Need some Vasa. Ah. All right. Let's make sure that this room is actually... Yes. Okay. And it's gonna come in this far, right? Because there is a little... Whoops. There we go. And then there and there. And then there and there. Whoops. Right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? I'm doing this wrong. Oh, wait. There we go. That's where it's supposed to be. And then this goes here. Right. And there's another one here. And then another one here. And then another one here. Okay. Cool. And there is a door here. So, while we're here in this tile set, we'll go ahead and put this down. Perfect. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, and I got off on a tangent as to the explanation as to why my home campaign is on trial in basically by the Archfey. They are on trial. The prosecutors are essentially most of the Archfey. Some of the Archfey don't care about what they did. Some even applaud what they did, but they aren't the Archfey that are in charge. They work with the Archfey that are in charge, but like for instance, Prince Oberon, the Spring Prince, he is actually in my campaign friends with Jareth, and so he's happy to see him, finally out. but he cannot be vocal about his opinion because Titania, his wife, is very much against Jareth, and does not like Jareth. So he has to like support. It's funny because he's supporting the PCs without being too vociferous about it or anything like that. So that's one of the fun parts. It's playing through all these sort of political and social political interactions between all of the Archfey, and like even coming up with some of mine, on my own, because they don't go into too much, especially in other like third party, even in like some third party stuff, things that I found, publications and game content that I found, they don't go into too much depth about the other courts within the Fey Court, because there's of course the winter, spring, summer, fall course. Then there are other ones. There's ones beyond that. There's the Court of Shells, the Court of Clouds, the Court of Stars, the Court of the Iron Court, which is one that I included, and there's the Court of Sand, the Court of like tons of stuff. And they're all like smaller, but the big ones are the seasonal ones. The big, the 4 big ones are spring, summer, fall, winter. So I definitely included them, and even within those, I was like, okay, well, the big names of most of them, because Oberon, Titania, and Mab. Those are the 3 big ones. Who's the Autumn Court? Who's the big Autumn Court honcho? And I was like, well, I know of one thing, and it was a 4th edition article from either Dungeon or Dragon. I can't remember which one it was, but they had an article about the Bramble Queen, and I liked her style, and it was apparently an Archfey. I forget about the details, but in my head canon, I was like, oh, she's totally an Autumn Archfey, 100%, because she's spooky. She's like melancholy. She's like all the perfect kind of recipe for an Autumn Court Archfey. So I was like, yes, she's in. So she was the head of the Autumn Court. So you have Oberon, Titania, the Bramble Queen, and Mab. And then I was like, okay, so those are the big ones. Those are the big names that everyone knows. Well, except for the Bramble Queen. Who are they going to bring with them? Because they're not just going themselves. They're going to bring a retinue, an entourage, each of them. So I went down the line and I was like, okay, well, who are the obvious ones? Well, Oberon's obvious. You're going to have Pan. Pan is also in the Spring Court. That's a given. For the Winter Court, for Mab, there's the Frost Prince. He's canonical. He's her son, and he's one of the heavy hitters within the Fey Courts. So he's in. And that's where it kind of ends. There were no other well, yeah, of course this one and then this one. I was like, well, I don't know who else to add into any of these courts. So I had to okay, so Una, there's a name I've heard a lot. Una, the fairy queen. She's in the Spring Court. Great. She's one of Oberon's entourage. And then for the Summer Court, I had to get deep into some Celtic lore, and I was like, oh, you know what? The whole thing from where the Fomorians come from, King Lu. King Lu fought the Fomorians, and he's sort of one of the Celtic gods. But I guess in this setting, he would be more of an Archfey, and he's human, so he's a human Archfey, which is interesting. So, well, he was a human god. He's technically not human, but he was a human demigod, and he's now an Archfey. He's not technically human, but humans worshipped him for the most part. So he's in Summer Court with Titania, and so the Spring Court was done. Spring Court, we had Una, Oberon, and Pan, because I was doing 3 for each. So that Spring Court was done. I was like, all right, cool. Summer Court, we have Titania and King Lu. Cool. that kind of works. We need a third, and I was like, all right, I'll come back to that because I don't know who else I want for the summer court. So I went back to the autumn court, and this one happened in game organically because I came across the character from another adventure, the published adventure, and he just seemed so perfect, and he fit what I needed, because I needed an antagonizer for one of the characters, the character that has Jareth as his patron. He keeps touting himself as the king of the Fae, and that was what he always, even from the very start, when he very first started playing, he's like, he wants to be king of the Fae. That's how he sees himself. That's how he introduces himself. So even at like 3rd level, he was like, king of the Fae. As part of like the whole thing, the Autumn Court put together a sort of they found out where the party was, and they put together sort of a parade, if you will, in the middle of the city where the party was, complete with this weird music, and it was so much fun to do. But yeah, and it was basically, it was headed by this archfey who, well, he's not an archfey. He's in the Autumn Court, but he's not an archfey. Smiler the Defiler. He's from, I think, what's it called? Out of the Abyss? I think that adventure. But he's just like so perfect for the Autumn Court. I was like, yep, he's in. And he's so, I do his voice very creepy, kind of like, I guess a little bit of the Joker and a little bit of, God, it's a very high-pitched Joker, like Mark Hamill's Joker, like a very high-pitched Mark Hamill's Joker. He's very excitable, much like noticeably insane, just insane. So that's a lot of, he's so much fun to do too, because he creeps out my players. He's like, Pete, don't stop. It's like, you're just weirding me out with this guy. I'm like, sorry, that's how weird he is. That's how he sounds. That's how he talks. So he's a lot of fun to do. So we had 2 now for the Autumn Court. We had, whoops, I guess those have to be that low. It's fine. So we had Smiler and the Bramble Queen. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to go full on camp with this. The Pumpkin King. Pumpkin King is in the Autumn Court. He's not going to be like the Jack Skellington Pumpkin King. That's not what we're going for. But we are going for a sort of Tim Burton-esque kind of draw on it. So what we ended up doing, as I had initially had him as sort of just this shambling mound that had like a jack-o'-lantern for a head. Interchangeable jack-o'-lanterns for heads. Like, so whenever his expression changed, another jack-o'-lantern would tumble out of the mound of vegetation for his expression to change, that kind of thing. But then as I started, I actually had to, I wanted to make these minis for since I had the ability in Hero Forge. I was like, oh, I got to see these things as close to my vision as possible. So he kind of changed, but he's still very close to how I had envisioned him. So that was the Autumn Court was done. I had Pumpkin King, Smiler, and the Bramble Queen. That's done. So Winter Court, we have Mab, we have the Frost Prince, and then I thought, well, if we're pulling from movies and stuff like that, let's do Mim. Mim is a great name, and Mim seems like it would be a kind of a Winter Court-esque kind of thing, and that's pulling from Sword and Stone, Disney, Mad Madam Mim, but it was very much it's kind of like Mim. Mim is a witch, or was a witch in the movie, which is which is close to what we did, but I have Mim in my setting is a very, very, I guess, high CR Bayer hag. So she's a frost hag, but she's like kind of up there with Orphania, who is, I guess that's kind of a deep lore thing, but she's an Annis hag. But yeah, Mim is sort of like the queen of the Bayer hags, or at least the de facto, like, oh, something's going down. There's like a dispute or something. She settles it, that kind of thing. So that's Mim, and I was like, okay, cool, Mim, perfect. Just a Bayer hag. It's very, very winter court to have a hag, you know, in your entourage. Because winter court is traditionally very creepy, very just this side of evil. You know, it's like, yeah, they do some messed up stuff that might not be considered too great in the other courts, specifically the spring court, or the summer court, I guess would be the antithesis. So there, we had winter court was done. That was it. We had them all. So then I came back to summer court. We only had one more to do. One more. And I was racking my brain. I was like, I don't know who to use. And I was like, you know what? I want to have halflings represented. It seems like, or not halflings, gnomes represented. Because they are fae. We need a gnome somewhere in these courts. So I was like, you know what? We're going to pull from Magic the Gathering. Gaddock Teague. He is in the Fae Court. He is a gnome Fae Court, Summer Court member. So he's in there. And he's sort of like an advisor for Titania, because that's really sort of the role that I envisioned him, since he's kind of a lock piece, you know, for Magic the Gathering. It's like I think it's players can't cast spells of CMC 4 or greater. I think that's what it was. So yeah, I was like, yeah, we're just gonna pull from that. We're already pulling from other weird stuff, so we might as well. And then I was thinking about the actual Goblin King, canonically in I guess as far as 4th edition. And it was actually one of the big things as far as the Moonshade Isles setting in 4th edition, that the article that they put out on it is the Great Gark is, you know, the Goblin King of the Feywild, of the Feywild goblins. Canonically swag. Hey, what's up, Andre? So we showed you the Goblin King, last week. He's right down here. Our Great Gark. Let me get out of build mode. There he is. There's Gark, hanging out. But yeah, he's a hobgoblin archfey, the actual Goblin King, all that fun stuff. So I was like, yeah. So he's gonna be a member of the Fey Court. He's in the Iron Court, which is, you know, one of the Fey Courts. So I was like, all right, but it can't be just him in the Iron Court. He's got to have there's got to be someone else that represents. And it's not like, I imagine the Iron Court is like few and far between. There are only a couple of members. They don't work together often, that kind of thing. So what's another cool thing from the Feywild that's kind of got the Cinder Court or Iron Court feel? I just kind of gave away. So I was like, oh, Cinder Queen, the Cinder Queen. That's kind of a cool thing. That could be a thing. And again, I pulled from I guess it's in Magic the Gathering, but I think it's also but it might be in D&D by way of Magic. So I don't know. But Oreads, which are kind of like Dryads and Naiads. Thanks for the lurk. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging around. But yeah, Oreads, which are kind of like Dryads or Naiads, but they're for fire. They're the fire Dryad kind of thing. So she's just like a high level Oread. That's the Cinder Queen. So yeah, and that was it. I had them all. They were all set. And the next step was making them all in Hero Forge, but that was like once they finally did announced that they were, you know, finally linking up Hero Forge and TaleSpire. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to. That's both good news and bad news for me, because now I'm gonna have to build all these things and, you know, buy all these things. But again, getting to see them in 3D is, you know, I love it. It's great. Oh my gosh, this is getting so complicated. Why'd you have to go and make it so complicated? Avril Lavigne wants to know. So here we go. This, okay, so this is what, it continues off in this direction. But it also kind of winds back on itself. But luckily, this is up high enough that we can tuck underneath it. All right, good. Good? So it comes out 10 feet. Are we on the right level? We are. Oh, but yeah, to say, I was actually going somewhere with that long tangent. So I actually made all of the Fey Court members. All of them. They're all made. You can probably see some of them here sticking around. But I made Oberon. Let me see if I can get Oberon. Here's Oberon. Let me get out of build mode too so you can see him. There is Prince Oberon. Right there. The Spring Prince. Very happy. He's got an apple and a flagon of something. But he's a party man. Because the other person that's in his retinue is Pan. There he is. There's Pan, the satyr, complete with a pan flute, of course, and a bottle of wine, because that's how he rolls. And I found these horns in Hero Forge, and I was like, man, that's very Disney Hercules movie. I gotta use those. Those are Pan's horns for sure. He's got super fancy ones. And then Una, I wasn't sure what to do, so I was like, I guess just a fairy? So there's Una, but you can't, you have to resize them once you get them in TaleSpire. So there you go. That's Una at the right size. And yeah, she's got a quill and a scroll and a harp. I don't know what kind of headcanon I had for her. I kind of figured that there's like this old, I think it's an old Feywild thing. I don't know if it's still the case. It was in 4th edition. But for fairies, every fairy that's born every time there's a human born in the material plane, there's a fairy born in the Feywild. So it's Una's job to categorize and sort of keep track of which fairy correlates to which human, and that's why she has the quill and the scroll and all that fun stuff, because she's got just a bunch of names, and this fairy is this person in the material plane, that kind of thing. So that was my thing for Una. So there's your Spring Court. Moving on. let's do Summer Court. I got Summer Court here. So Titania, which I might redo her mini because I messed up the eyes, but there's Titania. I wanted her eyes to glow, and they don't really glow. So yeah, there's Titania. Whoa. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Yep, there's Titania. I gave her a very midsummer feel. I hope that comes across. Yep, there is Titania. King Lu, which is one of her consorts, and who also very much hates Fomorians. There's King Lu, who was a demigod of the sun, essentially, in actual Celtic lore. So I gave him a very fancy, weird-looking spear, and he's got a mini keg on his belt, and a flagon, and a pouch, and just the tonsured red hair and all that fun stuff. He's got gold paint and tattoos all over him. So yeah, that's King Lu. For Gadok Teague, I used a pre-existing mini. Because I was like, you know what, that's good enough. And I think it's under halfling. It might be under halfling. Yeah, there he is. I just used this guy. I was like, you know what, that's good enough. that's close enough to Gadok. That's fine. I didn't want to have to spend another $8, essentially. So yeah, there's Gadok. There's your Summer Court, and then Winter Court. Let's see, back to here. So Mab. Where are we? We're in the M's, aren't we? Oh, it's Q, of course. Queen Mab. So Queen Mab, there's Queen Mab. Very icy, kind of very reserved, very sort of dead of winter kind of archfey. And then we have her son, the Frost Prince, who I canonically gave a name, headcanon. His name is Mionwil. And that's the same name as the character that I played in one of Z's protagonist games. Just because, I wanted to play that character some more, so I made him an NPC, and the NPC ended up becoming the actual Frost Prince. So there's the Frost Prince. And then Mim. Mim is the Bayer Hag archfey, who I made very creepy and gave her bloodstained clothes because why not? And a bag full of bones. There we go. But yeah, there's Mim, and yep, there's your Winter Court, and then Autumn Court. I'll just do it right here. Let's see. We have the Bramble Queen, which I tried to pull from. I couldn't find the article, so I tried to pull from memory because there were illustrations of her in the article, but I tried to do my best to remember what she looked like. But she ended up looking pretty creepy. Which I'm very proud of, how creepy she looked. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. She's got blood all over her. Very autumn colors, spooky eyes. She's got a sickle hidden behind her back. Yeah. But yes, that is the Bramble Queen. Smiler. Where's Smiler? There's Smiler. Smiler the Defiler. I tried to match. There's art for him. I tried to match as close as I could to the artwork from the book, but yes, this is Smiler the Defiler. Just kind of pulling a Hamlet, but also distracting you from him reaching for his dagger, which is 100% Smiler. He was very creepy. I gave him kind of jester paint. I don't know about. I gave him creepy teeth too, because he's Smiler, and he's kind of smiling but also kind of grimacing, because. And then my personal favorite is the Pumpkin King. I had a lot of fun with this one. I really pushed Hero Forge to its limits. Well, not really, but I really explored Hero Forge for this one. We're actually going to make him his actual size. There's the Pumpkin King. So he has 6 arms. He is basically just... He started out, as I mentioned, as like a shambling mound. But instead of that, he's closer to Jack from Return to Oz. Except imagine a dark Jack from Return to Oz. Where he's got 6 arms, he's the size of an ogre, and he just has all these vines coming off of him. But yeah, he's got the jack-o'-lantern, he's got horns, and I put this in as sort of an Easter egg for this mini, since it's very autumn themed. Trick or treat. Get it? Trick. The giant moon sword on his back, or treat. You get a bag full of coins. It's a kind of a rather mean trick to get kind of thwomped with that, but whatever. And I gave him a spooky lantern, because why not? But yeah, he's got 6 arms. He's got one in the back here, one on the front there, one holding the lantern, one down there, one holding the sword, and one holding the bag of coins. And yeah, I just basically used the skeleton, made it, with this scale in mind, and just gave him a bunch of arms. And he's not wearing any pants. I should probably mention that. He's not wearing any pants, but he's a skeleton, so who cares? But yeah, I just made the skeleton the color of like mossy wood. And yeah, gave him a jack-o'-lantern head, because you can do that in Hero Forge. So yeah, there are the fake courts. Oh, except for, hold on, we gotta do the Cinder Court, or the Iron Court. So you already saw the Great Gark. But the Cinder Queen is, here's the Cinder Queen. Right there. Very, she's very quiet, but yeah, I gave her like a burning ember kind of look. Kind of reserved, but you can tell like she has like a temper, I guess that would be fitting for her. And again, her eyes didn't glow as well as I would have liked, but yeah, I think we're okay with that. So yeah, and then we'll throw the Great Guard down there. There's the Iron Court. These two. So yeah, that was what I ended up making in TaleSpire, or not TaleSpire, sorry, in a Hero Forge. Imported them into TaleSpire. That took a couple weeks of building and just being like, it was like I was averaging like 2 or 3 days per build, just to make sure I had the Great Gark. I actually went through a couple iterations. I was like, nah, because the first one I did not like at all. Oberon took the longest because he was the one I started with, but he was the last one I actually finished, because I actually did a version of him, and I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. And I came back at the end and like put in even more time on him, because like, it wasn't quite right. The colors weren't quite right. A lot of his gear wasn't looking quite right to me, but I think I got there. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with freaking Hero Forge being linked up with TaleSpire, which is fun, but it can be expensive. Because it gets to a point where you have so many, it's like, this is gonna start to cost real money. Alright, so we actually need to get rid of this wall, because this is gonna turn that way. Yep. Do that. And whoa, excuse me. Alright, so it goes in that direction and it goes off in that direction. Cool. This one is gonna be weird. Let me go ahead and move this down a little bit. Make sure that we're... Alright, I guess it's not an issue yet, but when it becomes an issue, we're gonna have to use that cutaway. So it comes down 1, 2, and then it goes off in this direction. And then it essentially just zigzags its way. And yeah, now it's an issue. So there and there. Ooh, we should have enough space. We should have just enough space for walls here. Hold on. There we go. And let me lock it. There we go. All right, so it comes down there, it does that. It does this. And then there's a 20 by 20 room. And yeah, this should be over here. But because of the way we did things, I mean, we can always scoot it over. I don't know that it needs to be, because we added like maybe 20, how far? That's supposed to be 20 feet between here and here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We added 30 feet to our hallway here. Just so that could actually function correctly. All right. So maybe we move this. Because it's only supposed to be 10, 20, 30, 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40. It's supposed to be here. 10, 20, 30, 40. Yep. Let's see if it even fits. Oh, it fits. Because that's where it's supposed to be. Is that right? I might be right. Oh, not quite. There we go. Okay. I think it's fine. Because we're gonna need a little bit of room over here. And in fact, we might even just shorten the hallway on this end, because it's got to link up with another cavern system. And this sort of jank that we did here is probably going to affect that unless we make up for it. So, how do we do that? Because this is pushed over 1, 2, 3. So that's actually, this is under where that's going to meet up with the, this whole thing is going to be a real pain in the butt. Because now we have more stairs that go up, and those go across another elevation change. So, yeah. This is gonna get really, really interesting. So 1, 2. So what we're gonna have to do, I think what we're gonna, does that make it well, that would make it easier being pushed over, but it would throw everything else off. So maybe it doesn't make it easier. Ooh, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to consider this. This is getting wacky. All right, so assume that we don't need this little tiny hallway here. That looks like it's just an affectation. It's not strictly needed. Can we just do a stairway that goes from here up to the area that we want, that we need to get to? Just straight from here up. Possibly. This is pushed over 30 feet. So it's already, I'm looking at it on the map. 1, 2, 3. It's really, really close to where the stairs meet up with the next level. It's like right now underneath where that would be on the map. So this is tricky. Trixie hobbitses. Possibly. I think we may need, otherwise we change where the stairs are. We have the stairs, we have the hallway come off here, and then the stairs do a kind of, I guess that really wouldn't work. Well, I was gonna say a spiral. A spiral wouldn't work, but if we wind it up, like if it comes down and up and then up and then up and then up, maybe? I don't know. Here we have to really, I knew this was gonna happen. you could sense this because it's like, oh man, we're having to make a lot of allowances to fit some of the stuff in so that it makes sense. At some point, there's going to be a wrinkle, and we found the wrinkle. All right. So we just kind of have to adapt and kind of make it work. To quote Tim Gunn. Or, stay with me on this one. We keep this right where it is. We have the stairs go up where they're supposed to go up. Oh, well, I guess that wouldn't be where they're supposed to go up, is it? No, it's not. So, yeah, so it needs to be above here. Okay. So we need what? We need it to come off here and then go up over this hallway and then above this. So we're moving where the stairs are. We're taking the end of this hallway. We're making this a dead end. And instead, we're going to have it come down, over, up, over. That's gonna be tricky. All right, well, we'll get into that when we come back from our ad break here. This is gonna be fun. All right, be right back, I hope. Hey. Oh, there, my mic. it was way over there. Welcome back. We're dealing with issues that are map issues. Trying to figure out how to do this. All right. So, I will say this: where this stairway that we're trying to build meets up with the next complex of caves, which is Cave Complex K. It's very close to the entrance. So if we figure out the entrance, that'll help. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do our good old measuring trick. So we have entrance J, and I counted it out during the break. So we're 170 north, 110 west, and then 25 feet down. That is where the cave entrance is. It's actually 35 feet down, if I include the height of the walls. So, let's see. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170. Then 110 this way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Okay? And then 35 feet down. Okay. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Going down is much more difficult than going up because you can just stack up. Going down, you have to place one, then move your thing down far enough, and then place another one, and then move your thing down, and then place another one. All right, we're gonna use the good old nice smooth stair block from the Morgoth tile set. All right, so that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay. Whew. Okay. So, let me just double check. Does that put us right on top of the entrance or right in front of the entrance? Let's see. It's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170. Okay, and that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. We're right on top of it. So, right beneath this is the entrance of Cave K. So, back here, we'll use our good old cave entrance tile. And boom. There. Done. There it is. We now have a heading. Let me get rid of these measure marks here. Boom. Done. Donezo. All right. So, ooh, that puts us in a weird spot. Oh, no, we're fine. Because then this entrance actually comes back diagonally this way. So we're actually... That's interesting. Wow. Huh. It is just a hair... Wouldn't it be the same level? or would it not be? Did we not take into account 5 feet somewhere? Because this is just sitting right above there. That might be the case. Because that comes down, right? Okay. So it came straight out and over, and then down 35. Right. Oh, so this is like 2.5 feet. 2.5 feet, not 5 feet. 2.5 feet. I mean, we can just we can move it so that it's flush. I think I'm fine with that. Just so we have things like categorized. I guess that's the easiest way for me to put it. There's things at this elevation and things at this elevation. And once you start getting into like a couple feet here and there, I don't think it's going to matter. Especially once you start linking things up, it's easier because then you know if you already have pre-existing connections from these 2 different levels that, it's going to work. Or I have this much space to work with, that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll leave that. We'll move it down 2.5 feet. two little half movements in TaleSpire, which is 2.5 feet in game scale. Well, this game scale. All right, so that's the entrance. So we now know the space we have to work in, which is not a lot. We were hoping to make some stairs that would kind of solve some problems for us. But now looking at this, we can't go up very high here. We have to build the stairs over here. They have to be over here under this elevation change. Because if we try to do it here, it's just going to stick up through the that sort of, what was that, 50 foot? The 50 foot elevation. Yeah, the 50 foot elevation, external of the caves. So we don't want to do that. So we have to get creative here. Which we can do. Question mark. The problem. Yeah. So normally this on the map, this little alcove that we have on the map, it's over here. That's 10. Yeah. So that's 10, 20, 30 feet away from where. 25, 30 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, maybe we just add another dimension to the stairs. Would that even work? Or maybe we move where the stairs. Maybe. Because now, if I look at it this way, that's detached and now that's been pushed underneath there. So I would need to have it come out and then double back somehow to another point on this room here. Oh, and there's a slope right there. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Because that's got to slope up to underneath that elevation. Oh boy. Is there? Hold on. Let me do something here. Let me open up AD&D Caves of Chaos. Oh, what's going on with my keyboard thing? Off a track or something? I don't know. All right. Oh, cool. Perfect. Let me move this over here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And let me try and actually, you know what? I'll just leave it over here. Let's probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are here. This is what I'm talking about. So here's the little alcove that we have and just built. Yeah. We had to lengthen this hallway, so it is like 30 feet longer. So just so we can move this room on the other side of this cave complex. Fine. But you see, now we have these stairs here that have to come up from the end of this hallway and meet up with Cave Complex K. So I'm trying to figure out, we already moved this is where it should be, although this isn't. So this is on the other side of this. This is about here, this hallway. So it's coming down like that. So now we have to figure out where to put these stairs, A. And B, how it's going to meet up with this cave complex. I have no idea. Ugh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Yeah, you see all these, and then there's a slope right here. So this slopes up, I'm assuming. It slopes up into this area. At least, oh my god, we have a diagonal here too. I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's gonna be nightmare. Oh, it's fine. We know how to do like cave diagonals, but like these diagonals, from what I'm reading, this is all like mason stone in Cave Complex K. Ugh, this is gonna suck. All right, we just need to figure out how to get these stairs to work. All right. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let me get this out of my way. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. How do you do? All right. I think the easiest way for me to do this is I'm going to have to build the room that we're trying to get to so I can see it. So I can see the space that we're working with. That's the only way this is going to work. So we're going to... Excuse me, sorry. We're going to leave this... Excuse me. Oh, too much coffee this morning. Oh, stop it. Water. There we go. All right, so let's finish this little hallway that we have here, and then we can get into the nuts and bolts of how we're trying to connect this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually start on Cave Complex K and see how it's gonna actually look before we can place anything with any level of confidence. All right, and then that's potentially gonna go off in that direction. Maybe. So I'll just put those there as a sort of reminder that we keep going in that direction. Maybe. I mean, we might have to do stairs that just kind of go up and like almost a spiral stair. Like it comes up maybe 10 feet and then it hits a landing and turns, and then up another 10 feet, hits a landing, turns. We don't have that much room to work with. I think we've got, I mean, look, we've got, these walls are 10 feet. This is cave entrance K. That's it. There's not a whole lot of space there. There's like maybe another 5 feet, if we're lucky, between these walls and the floor above. So yeah, this is a tricky part. This is the tricky part. This is the knoll toll, by the way, that we're having to pay. It's our sanity trying to get these walls placed. All Alright, so... Alright, let me get this. And... Oops. Did we turn on our cap lock? We did. Turn on. There we go. Alright, and that's gonna link up with that. Is that right? I guess. What are all these... Here. Oh, yeah. No. We're good. We're good. We got it. Alright. So, that meets up with that. Then it comes down. So, right? And then that. And then that. And then that, and then that, come on, that. Nothing but corners, folks. That's how we're doing this one. There, and there. And I think that's it. We just have to put in the connecting walls and the gap fillers, which are essentially the same thing. Okay. And that goes... Oh, we would need one of these. I think that does it. And there's this... Is there a door? There is a door. And I think we're just gonna do that. Yeah, it's a cavern lava. Give me the little diddle. Just give me this thing. Don't call it anything weird. Let's put it here. There we go. And then the door. Boom. Make sure this is opening the right way. Of course it isn't. There we go. Now it's good. Alright. Cool. Okay. Alright, so we have that. That's set. That's the last sane section of this this cave complex. Alright, so building off of area K. We're gonna do the walls first. Or actually, you know what? Let's do this. Oh, let me get in the build node first. There we go. Let's line up with this. Let's count and see where the actual like square grid honoring tiles are. So it's gonna be 10 feet, actually just like 20 feet straight in from that. So yeah, 10 feet, and then here's going to be our first one. And we just have to figure out what these look like, because I don't want to have to replace them. I don't want to put down placeholders. I want to put down the actual floor that we're going to use for the Shrine of Evil Chaos. Awesome. A faint foul draft issues from the 20-foot wide cave mount. 20 feet wide. That's not what it is on the map, Gary. It's 10 feet on the map. It's only 10 feet. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care what your book says. 20-foot wide cave mouth that is the entrance to this place. The worn path through the copse of obscenely twisted and oddly bloated trees gives those approaching along its length an eerie sense of unease, and as soon as they enter the cave mouth, a dim awareness of lurking evil will pervade their senses. Red strata intertwines with bulging black veins running through the hewn rock walls beyond the entrance. The wide corridors and chambers are deathly still. A faint groaning sound and a shrill piping may be occasionally heard, barely perceptible even if the party is absolutely silent and listening. The floors are smooth and worn by the tread of countless feet of the worshippers of this grim place. The footsteps of intruders will echo alarmingly in these vaulted halls. All right, I think that's enough description for me to know. Extreme care must be taken to muffle such sounds if the party has any hopes of remaining undetected until the moment of their choosing. Continual noise will bring a group of zombie guards to investigate. Zombies can't be given jobs. They're not zombie guards, they're zombies. You can't give a zombie a job. All right, so from the sound of it, it sounds like black floors, like black. Okay, so where is that? I know we have some. Is it ruined? No. Sewers. That's the one, isn't it? This is what I'm thinking of. This. Yeah. Yeah. This tile. I like this one. Okay. Cool. So, we definitely have floor there. Sorry, I'm gonna move my mic so I can see the map. Okay, so that's that. Then it comes down 10 feet. Okay. And then here, and I'm gonna do just this area. And I think we're gonna combine this with the cavern lava walls. Just because from the sound of it, that's what it sounds, that's the vision I'm getting. So we started there, and that is the 20 by 60 area. The cave entrance is essentially this. I'm putting this here. This is a placeholder. This is just so I know where the cave entrance actually is. It's just right there. But we're gonna adjust things so that it looks better. So how far are we going here? That's 10, 20, 30, 40 by 20 up here. There, 40 by 20, right there. Okay. And below it, it is 10, 20, 30, another 40 by 20. Okay. So 4 by 8. Right there. All right. So yeah, this is a big hallway. Cool. And where we're trying to connect the stairs, oh my God. This is much less than I thought. We had much less room than I thought we had. It's right here. This is where the stairs actually meet up with this hallway in the book. So, our option, I think our only option, is to turn this alcove into stairs. As much as it pains me, because I really want to stick as close to the map as I can, but these caves down here threw us off. I blame myself and myself in making these caves. The shunned cavern, what I believe is what it's called. If we had conserved space a little better and not come out so far to the west, I think we would have been in better shape. But as it stands, we just have to make allowances now. And I hope that that's enough. That only gives us 10 feet to get up 15 feet. So they're either going to be extremely steep stairs, which is my guess, or because yeah, that's only 2 stair blocks. All right. I mean, it's what we gotta do. Oops. All right. Okay. Oh, we still have stairs in our clipboard. Yes, we do. Look at that. All right. So we want it to. Oh, that might work. Then again, it might not. It's looking like it's not quite gonna work. Cause yeah. That's not gonna work. Yeah. If you only give us 10 feet, that's as high as we can get. That's about it. Okay. Let's look at it this way. Let's undo everything we just did. And have the alcove replaced. That's fine where it is. We're going to keep the alcove. Alcove is being kept. So instead, we're going to go. The hallway is going to go under this hallway. The knoll hallway is going to go under the Shrine of Evil Chaos hallway, and then double back, and the stairs are going to hit probably along this wall here. So it's going to just do that. That gives us a little bit of room to give the stairs some height, and still keeps it somewhat close to what's in the book. And also it also moves the stairs away from that elevation change. So instead of like building the stairs underneath the point where it goes from 50 feet to 75 feet, and it has to be, built along that kind of transition, we're fully under the 75-foot height, and we're just going to build up where it won't be an issue. So that's a benefit. The only downside is it's not going to be what it is in the module. Which, pains me, but we're doing what we have to do, essentially. So this hallway's got to extend out to there, because we need at least 3/4 of the stairs that are in our clipboard. And it's gonna have to go out like that. Oops. It's gonna have to go out like that and then turn after, I would say after 10 feet, turn. And then maybe we only need two turns. Maybe we don't need to do the full 1, 2, 3. Maybe just 1, 2 will get us there. Let's see. Here, you know what? Let's pare down our stairs that we have on our clipboard, so we just have a 10-foot segment. So we just want this cut. There we go. So we just have the 10-foot segment. So that's gonna line up with, that's the floor. The floor is gonna be here. So we need to be here. I think that'll do it. Oh, that does it. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. All right. That will do. And then we have the landing here. And that's going to be up. Perfect. All right. Okay. We got there. It took a lot of finagling, but I think that's going to do it. Yikes. Yeah. All right. I mean, it'll work. It'll be fine. It's not what's in the book, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta improvise. And I mean, there's plenty of space between this hallway and the hallway that's, and plus that's up higher. So that's not even gonna be, that's a non-issue. It's a straight up non-issue. Cool. Okay. And there's also a door here. So, perfect. It's actually level, so that makes it that much easier to put a door. Door, this one, right there. Aha! Oh, these can. Oh, we can put extra walls so that they're the height we need them to be. Cool. All right. So we essentially moved the stairs from here to here. Not a huge deal. There is a 20-foot hallway that comes off of here but goes up. That's not really going to be an issue. It goes up 40 feet, and for that we are definitely going to be using the 5-foot segments and going up in half steps. So there and there, and then up half a step, there and there, up half a step, there and there, and whoa, why is that still? Excuse me. Oh, it's because we didn't come up half a step here. Yeah, I like these tiles. They definitely, these dark black tiles. That gives me Evil Temple vibes. And we have other options. We can like throw some of this down if we need to, like the cobblestones. Those are kind of neat. And there's there are options. So that's 10, 20, 30. So another. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40. Perfect. And then that meets up with the hallway up here. Alright. I don't want to build too much of this. Ooh. Is that going to be high enough that it's going to avoid? Ooh, that is going to skirt right along. Oh, good. Yes. We built it high enough. Good. Good. That's right where we want it, because there's a hallway that's going to go right above that. That's cool. All right. Good. We're not going to get any kind of interference there. Whew. Yeah, building these organic ones. That really, we were counting on space that we weren't sure we had. Especially for this one down here. I really should have counted the squares and been like, all right, we need to keep it within X, which I did not do, and that kind of that put us in our position that we're in right now. But we pivoted. We did okay, I think. I'm okay with it. All right, so let me do this. Oh, that's locked. Okay, let's unlock it. There we go. Just need to see what we're doing down here. And move our grid. So I'm pumped. We're coming up on it. This is the end of. We're gonna furnish the Knoll Caves. We need to furnish it and populate it. And then we're moving on to Cave Complex K, which should be interesting, as it is the Shrine of Evil Chaos, and it is actually we're moving away from the cavern tile set, which is huge because I'm sick of looking at it. as useful as they are and as good as it looks, I'm sick of looking at it. And we'll put that there, and we'll overlap it there. Give me a corner piece, and we need more walls. Okay, any gaps? Doesn't look like it. Let me scooch this down. There we go. Okay then. And I think we have all the walls for the Knoll Caves. up. They're all outlined. They're all, it's fully walled, and that is the end of the Null Caves. And as a bonus, we have the location of K ready to go, the Shrine of Evil Chaos, for when we start in on that. But man, these Null Caves, they went all over the place. They're just like, they are this like whole corner of the map. Look at this. This is like all as close as it can possibly get to the other cave complexes without overlapping. And in some parts it does overlap. Yikes. Like butted up right up against the goblins and the hobgoblins. Jeez. In multiple points, like here and here and here. Yikes. And right up against the shunned cave, and then it connects with the Shrine of Evil Chaos. Yikes. This was a tough one. I'm glad we actually finished it somehow. Somehow we finished it. All right. Time to furnish. We're going to start furnishing. So we actually just need the description. Ooh, we need the other part of the module, which is the description, not the map. All right. The entry into this place is a small cave, and we read this last time. And only at the end will worked stone be visible. If the adventurers have a light to make much noise, the guards in Area 46 will certainly be alerted and ready. All right. So this is a guard room. Spoilers. Let's go to our props and nature. Nature and shrink down our thumbnails and go to cavern, and there we go. So we want to put some stalactites and stalagmites in this front area here, just so it looks more like a natural cavern. And we can actually make this. We can make the walls taller up here if we wanted to, but I don't really want to. I think I'm okay with them being this cramped. And yeah, I mean, I guess we can make them as tall as this, right? As tall as the entryway. I mean, as far as placing the stalactites, that's really it. We can go in and chain, heighten the walls, but I don't really think it's worth it. It might be worth it. We might end up doing it. I'm just waffling here. Sorry. It's like, we're not going to do it. We might do it. I really don't want to do it. We're going to do it. Let's see. I guess that's fine. And we need a couple little ups. Little ups. This guy. Do that. Scooch it down a little bit. And I guess that's it, unless we want to do like that. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Let's make sure it's not going too high. There we go. All right. And we'll put another one of these on the corner here. And how about one of these on this corner? Okay. And some of these kind of scattered around. Big boys. There. And how about, whoops, one of these. Kind of here. And a couple of these. Make sure it's, okay, cool. Ooh, too big. Too big. There we go. That'll do. A couple of these. Okay. Alright, I'd say that's... Well, let's put in a couple over... A couple of these over here. Sure, again, make sure that we're not going over the height. Down. Ooh. I guess that's right, right? Yeah, okay. Wait, and this can actually come up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's fairly level with the cave entrance. But yeah, it's supposed to look like natural cavern, so you just throw a bunch of stalactites and stalagmites in it. I want to do any larger structures, maybe? This bad boy? Yeah, we can do that. It's gonna be sticking out of the bottom, but you know what? Who cares? Who actually cares? Oop. And one over here. Why not? And we'll give that one of these. As long as it's not too tall. There we go. Alright. Want to do one of these little guys? Yeah, we'll do one of those right here. Alright. Oh, actually. That we can make as a part of the floor, just coming off the entrance. Give it a real natural look. Yeah, I like that. Cool. I like it. All right. That I will accept. Smaller one. Kind of want to hide the hard corner here. Blend it into the wall a little better. And into this stuff. Layer it. There we go. Yeah. Cool. I accept. Alright, cool. So now we need to see about how high we need to copy these bad boys so that they're level with the other stuff. Which it looks like right about there. Alright. So that's cool. Alright. Yep, cool. So careful not to change my grid height. Oh, that's just straight up that. Okay. Sure, that works. And I guess I did this, didn't I? Maybe. It works, I guess. And then just another one of these. Okay, cool. There. Okay, and then the next room we'll just leave this height. It's such a small difference that I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother making the next room as high. Besides, there's the elevation change. In fact, we could probably get away with just doing this, since the room dips. Or, you know, just deleting those. It's already there. There we go. There, since it dips down there in the center. Cool. Alright, so that's the entryway. The guard room. There are always 4 gnolls on duty here. 2 have bows and will shoot at intruders until melee takes place. They will then run for help while the other 2 fight. Each gnoll has D8 each of electrum, silver, and copper pieces. So 4 gnolls. Gnolls have dark vision. Gnolls are very, I would say, animalistic, demonic animalistic. So I don't think they would be so civilized as to have a brazier. I would say they would probably have a fire pit. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give them a fire pit. They're just like a, oh, maybe not. Am I thinking of something else? Huh. All right. So we have to build a fire pit. Rocks. Where's rocks? There's rocks. We want this rock. And let's hit the corners here. So, yeah, it's basically a guard room, so figure there's a weapon rack maybe. Or maybe there's just weapons strewn over a makeshift table. That seems more like their speed. Weapon rack, that sort of implies order and you know, organization. And that is not gnolls to me. Gnolls is more like, yeah, use a makeshift table, and we're just gonna strew all these weapons across it, which we can do. We can't put any bows down, but we can put down what other random weapons they have in that category. Furniture. So, what kind of table would they have? Just like one of these? I would say they probably have a round one, and it's just jammed in the corner, and there's probably one upended table, just kind of here, just 'cause. And excuse me. Yeah, aside from that, this room's going to be pretty bare. Maybe there's a chair that's just kind of... a chair or two that are just kind of chucked. And you know what else I like? The broken barrels. We're going to do some broken barrels in here too. Just, debris. And, oops. Let's go to lights and light some fire. Okay. And camping. Right? Camping is still, yep, there we go. This guy. We're gonna put this here in the fire pit. Say they have at least one of those. Oh, there it is. It's in camping. Well, now I feel like a dingus. I knew there was like a big bonfire kind of thing. I could have sworn. I think we're just going to use that in this campfire, and I think that'll be good enough. Just got to place it properly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's all I was trying to do. Perfect. Alright. Cool. I could have sworn, because I remembered using it before. Alright. So, yeah. Oh, weapons. We're going to put a bunch of weapons on this table. Scimitars? That's more their speed, I think. Just a handful of these. Maybe a couple of great sword. It's gonna Place it there. Too bad they don't have any, oh yeah, some bearded axes here. Yeah, they don't have any spears. They don't have any bows that you can place, which is unfortunate. Oh, there's that. I was gonna say they don't have the other axe laying down, but here it is. It's on the other end of the menu. All right, that seems pretty good. All right, so now we can put in 4 gnolls, and I think it's in monstrous. Oop. Aren't they? Or are they in humanoid? Whoops. Whoop. Scrolling too far. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So 2 melee gnolls. 1, 2, and 2 archer gnolls. 1, 2. Cool. The gnolls are big. These miniatures are very large. There we go. And there we go. Couple gnolls. Yeah, they're big boys. Big boys. All right, cool. I mean, that's the guard room. Easily done. All right. So the stairs go down, and they lead to, whoa, using my ruler there. They go down to room numbers 47 and 48. 47 is another guard room. 47 is the room without the door. Yes. All right. 3 males. We'll just say 3 gnolls. And 4 females. So 8 gnolls. Wow. Are quartered here. They will be ready to fight immediately. There is a scattering of rude furniture in the place, heaps of bedding on the floor, several hides and pelts on the walls. One is a valuable sable cloak worth 450 gold pieces, and a barrel of water in the southwest corner of the room. Okay, so a mess. It's a freaking mess, is what you're saying. And I gotta fit 8 gnolls in this room. Yeah, sure. Sure thing, Gary. Alright, some miscellaneous interior. I guess we can do some pillows and stuff, but I guess first of all we want furniture. Whoa, furniture. Yeah, there we go. So pelts and okay, so we can do like some of this, just kind of sticking through the floor, and another bit here. Yeah. Okay. And do we have the bearskin rug? Is that in here, or is that somewhere else? I think it's in miscellaneous interior. Yeah, there it is. So pelts, we'll just do in the corner, I guess. Or I guess we can also spill out into this area, right? Because, I mean, otherwise, what is it? Yeah, sure. So, try and heap these in a way that looks like we got a bunch of bear pelts, or 3-headed bear pelt, whatever. We can't really do pelts on the walls, but we can do tapestries. Kind of. The walls are very uneven, so... Ugh. And I think that's in furniture. Merchant? Yeah. So... Yeah. Let's just do the tall one. It's easier on these walls. We're gonna finish this room as quick as we can, and then that is it for us for this week. We're definitely not gonna be here for Thursday, for Thursday's stream. So no Zelda this coming week, as I will be out of town. And we might not have TaleSpire next Saturday. I'm not sure. We'll see how jet lagged I am. Although the distance of this trip would not really constitute any level of jet lag. It's not very far. Although I am taking a plane, so we'll see. Let's just do a heap here and some furniture, kind of tipped over. Also, yeah, right here. Tipped over that. Some stools. Look at that. Knoll stool. And one there. And another table, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would just be whoops, surreptitiously, maybe unintentionally barricading this stuff. Another, yeah, some chairs. Sure. Whoa, it's a floaty chair. There we go. Okay, so we need to fit 8 knolls in here. And we're just going to split it down the middle. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. That is a were-rat. That's not a knoll. Let me get out a build note here. What's the... Oh, we have 3 knoll figures. What's this one? Oh, it's a shaman. Alright, so we'll use that for the chieftain, just because it's different. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 8 knolls in here at all times. Fun. All right. That looks like a fun time, man. Come down the stairs to that. Welcome. All right, so that's it for us this week. Thanks everyone for watching, tuning in, stopping by, tuning in. As I said, we may or may not be back next week with some TaleSpire. We'll see. We probably will. I'll leave it at that. We probably will. I really kind of want to get finished with the knolls and into the Shrine of Evil Chaos, because I want to. That means we're done with the interiors. Then the next is just the exteriors, and just the finishing touches, so to speak. So yeah, thanks again. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit a button. I don't know. There's a couple buttons that you can hit. Sorry for the snort. Jeez. We will be back most likely next Saturday, if not the following Thursday. We'll leave it at that. If you're looking for a game of Dungeons and Dragons, I have a standing monthly game that I have just kind of open. If you are interested, it's run over Roll20. Sadly, not TaleSpire. TaleSpire, since you have to pay money to use it, is prohibitive. Not everyone can play it. Everyone has to have a PC and TaleSpire to, run a game in TaleSpire. So Roll20 is accessible by everyone. It's free. Anyone can access it as long as you have a browser and a decent internet connection and a halfway decent computer. You should be able to do it. So it's Roll20, Discord, D&D Beyond. That's what we use. They're dungeon crawl. So if you miss a month, you won't miss too much. Yeah, if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I am Dice and Brews on both of those platforms, both Twitter and Instagram. And the tickets are sold through Eventbrite. It's $8 to get in on a game. And that's it. And if we get enough, the ticket sales are based on interest. So if we get enough people to play, then the tickets go on sale. So there's no actual place to buy tickets. You have to we have to actually get a game going first. So interest build, hey, then tickets, and tickets are sold and all that fun stuff. So yeah, hit me up, as I said, either on Instagram or Twitter if you're interested on a monthly game, and we'll see if we can get a game going. If you're looking for a non-D&D game to play over the internet with your friends and or family, check out tourguidegames.com. They offer on-demand, professionally led TTRPGs for you and your friends and family. All you need is a smartphone. You don't even need pen and paper or dice. Your tour guide is more than happy to take care of any dice rolling or note-taking for you. And even then, there's not a whole lot of that required because the games are very rules light, and they're very easy to learn and a blast to play over the course of a couple hours. Games like All Out of Bubblegum, Time and Temperature, Lasers and Feelings, Project Ninja Panda Taco, Guild of Orpheus, Honey Heist, and Fiasco. Games very much like this, or games exactly like that, are in their repertoire. So if you've moved recently, or if you're quarantining and you want to reconnect with your friends and family for game night, it's a great option for that. Or if you are an employer that's looking for a team building exercise for either in-house or remote employees, it's an excellent resource for that, and they've done that many times with great success. So check them out again if you're interested over at tourguidegames.com. Aside from that, everyone, please stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face while you're out and about, social distance whenever possible. This mask goes over your nose and mouth at the same time. Check and see in your area if you are eligible for vaccinations and boosters, and do them, because they're free, it's responsible, and it's the right thing to do. Unless you are medically incapable of taking the vaccine, then don't. If you have a legitimate medical reason for not taking it, then obviously don't take it. Aside from that, everyone, please stay safe and be excellent to each other, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, what's up? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and also hit the bell if you want to know when I post some new stuff. You can see some of my other stuff right over there on the screen.